Not to be moved. Written by Suddrey Station Master. Whenever an engine needs maintenance or cleaning, there is a special board that must be placed on the lamp iron, which reads, "Not to be moved." As the name suggests, when this is in place, the engine is forbidden from moving from its current spot until it is removed by the same person who put it there. Recently, a new cleaner had started at the sheds. He was young and eager to make a good impression. He was thrilled then, when one day he was tasked with cleaning Gordon. He placed the board on his lamp iron and started scrubbing and polishing him until Gordon looked cleaner than he had been in years. Gordon was most impressed.
"This certainly puts your paint to shame,"
he calls to James. James just ignored him and set off for work. Later, a group of workmen were heading into the nearby town for breakfast and invited the cleaner to join them. He quickly packed his tools away, then all set off for the cafe. It was soon time for Gordon to leave. His crew climbed on board. The driver blew the whistle and was about to open the regulator when the fireman cried out, "No! Wait! The board's still on!" Gordon looked to his left, and sure enough, there was the board still on his lamp iron. The crew looked all around, but they couldn't spot the cleaner anywhere.
"Go find him quickly," said the driver. "He's the only one allowed to take it off."
The fireman wasted no time, but he had little luck. He searched all around the yard, in every office and in every tool shed. He was about to give up when he saw the cleaner returning with the workman with a bacon bap in his hand. He ran over and marched him straight towards Gordon. He was most apologetic and quickly took off the board. But by then, Gordon was already running late. He screeched into the station and banged onto his train.
"Hurry up! Hurry up!"
he bellowed to the passengers. The guard's whistle blew, and Gordon started so quickly his wheels could barely grip the rails. His bad luck worsened as he tried to make up for lost time. Every signal seemed to be against him, and he had to wait for the other trains to clear his line. But finally, he arrived at the other railway, an hour late. Gordon's boiler pressure had never been higher.
"Incompetence!"
He bellowed at the sheds that night.
"How on earth did he find a job here? Oh, they'll just hire any dimwit." "Oh, be quiet,"
cut in Henry.
"It's his first week here. It's not like you've never made a mistake." "Mistake? Mistake? Henry, this is pure idiocy. He shouldn't have been anywhere near a railway. Never mind near engines."
The other engines all stayed silent. They knew it was better to just let Gordon get it out of his system and let him rant himself to sleep. But by morning, he was still fuming. "Try to be on time today," chortled James. Gordon's face went bright red with rage. "Oh, that's a nice color. That really does put my paint to shame." And he ran off laughing before Gordon could reply. Soon, the cleaner walked over to Gordon and placed the board on his lamp iron. I wanted to apologize again for yesterday. The foreman's asked me to..." His voice trailed off as he saw Gordon glaring back at him. He wasn't so sure, but he swore he could see fire in Gordon's eyes. I'll leave you to it, he said, and he walked away quickly as he could.
Idiots, Gordon muttered.
Gordon was soon due to leave, but the board was still in place, and the cleaner was nowhere to be found. "He's done it again!" cried the driver. "Go try the cafe, quickly!"
There's no time for that,
snapped Gordon.
I refuse to be late a second time. Now just take this thing off and we can leave.
The crew looked at each other and gave in. The fireman took off the board and Gordon charged towards the station. When he arrived, he backed down onto his train with a loud clang.
Get in, come on,
he shouted at the passengers. The driver, however, looked back. He thought he could hear a quiet wailing sound coming from underneath Gordon's tender. He and the fireman climbed down and peered underneath. To their horror, they found the cleaner holding onto Gordon's tender friends for dear life. "Get him out!" cried the fireman. They quickly pulled him out, and by a miracle, he hadn't been hurt. "How on earth did you get down there?" asked the driver. But the cleaner was too shaken to talk, so the station master escorted him into his office and phoned for an ambulance. Gordon, meanwhile, was completely pale and didn't speak a word for the rest of the day. Until...
Gordon,
boomed a familiar voice. Gordon's boiler went cold as walking towards him was Sir Topham Hatt.
Hello, sir. Lovely Eve, spare me the pleasantries, for I have none for you.
Gordon gulped, and the fat controller took a deep breath, trying to compose himself.
What's happened today? Well, sir, that cleaner, yes, the cleaner forgot to tell us what he was doing, and did he not place a not-to-be-moved board on your lamp iron? Yes. And was he the one that removed it? No, but I've heard enough. The cleaner told me he was tending to your tender brakes when you set off. He's extremely lucky to not have been hurt.
Gordon looked down at his buffers.
Tell me, why do you think he's the one who has to remove that board? So things like this won't happen?
Stammered Gordon.
Precisely!
The fat controller turned away, trying to calm himself. He held his face in his palm and sighed. Then he looked back.
I can no longer trust you to work on the main line. I take safety matters very seriously. You will stay in the shed until you can say the same.
He walked over to Gordon and placed something on his lamp iron.
Perhaps this might help you learn.
Gordon looked up, and there sat a board that read, "Not to be moved."